So we got to talk about this wildly popular manifestation technique that actually works, and I'm a huge fan of it because I've used it to manifest a lot of things in my life. I'm going to share with you the 5 main ways, maybe 4 main ways that I like to script to use it the most effectively. But before I get into that, I want to share with you kind of like the basis of what it actually is. So with scripting, generally you are writing things down on a piece of paper with pen or pencil, and typing is okay. You can do it for brainstorming, but I really do recommend writing it because it sends a neurological signal to your brain. There's a lot of science behind it. It really kind of sinks in, and also gives you more time to kind of process it, allows you to feel it in the moment. Okay, so you're not just rushing through it. So here's the thing: when you're scripting, you want to write it generally in past or present tense, as if it already happened to you or it's happening to you right now, because you want to be in the state where that thing you desire has already happened to you or you already have it, right? So that's generally how I would be scripting. You can do it in full sentences. You can do it in bullet points. You can use I am statements. I am loved. I am supported. You can write that all down. You can write your thoughts, write your feelings, write your assumptions, write your beliefs, write your perceptions, all of those things from the state of the desire that has already happened. So here are the 4 main ways, maybe 5, depending on how we go. So the first way I like to do this is by doing it in a journal or diary entry style. Okay, so what this means is you put a date at the top and you write it as if it was a journal entry or a diary. So you just go, dear diary, blah, 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 this happened to me. Essentially, it is a variation of this would be just write down a normal day in your life in full detail, right? You can go from morning to the end as you wake up, going to bed, a day in the life, just a normal day in your life of the reality you want to experience. Okay, so that's kind of like the first thing. The second way I like to do this is to write a letter to myself. Now, you can do this in 2 ways. The first way is you can do it as if it's, for example, 5 years in the future, you're writing a letter to yourself, telling yourself what has happened in the last 5 years, which would be technically the future from where you are right now, right? The second way you can do this is write it in past tense of everything that has happened to you, but you're writing it as if it's already happened to you right now, but you're dating it and sending a letter back to you from 5 years ago. You can do 3 years ago. You can do a month ago. It doesn't matter the time frame. Just essentially the point of this is you're writing it in a format of a letter to yourself, telling yourself all the wonderful things that have happened to you in this time period. And you can either do it from the present moment or from the future moment, but always in past tense when you're writing it down. The third way you can do this is just to let it flow. Write as a rampage. Write whatever comes to mind. This is one of my favorite ways to script. I don't think too much about it. I just let myself flow. What am I feeling? Oh, also very important. When you're doing this, really feel the emotions, feel the feelings, whatever comes up. Don't try to force anything. Just allow it to happen, right? So you're just writing. I am loved. I'm supported. I'm magnetic. I'm powerful. I am so important. I blah, 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 whatever it is, right? You can go specific. You can do for career, for love, for relationships, for money, wealth. Doesn't matter what area of your life. You just do that. The fourth method I like to do is just simply the list method. You don't necessarily need to put a lot of emotion behind it or feeling behind it. You're just writing list. The intention is there, right? You're writing it down in past or present tense, and you're just going at it, kind of like the rampage method. Because for those people that really aren't good with like forcing things to happen, they just do this over and over and over again, which is fine, right? So that's another way that I've done, and you can do this for random things like a cup of coffee and blueberry, pomegranate. It was some weird things that have happened, and it actually manifested for me that I didn't really care about. And you can mix in some things in there that are actually part of the list that you really, really do want, and things that you really don't care about. So they kind of all mesh together. So there are certain things you might have more resistance to. It kind of blends into the things that you don't have as much resistance to. So that's basically the whole goal of just the list method. You're just kind of bypassing all the resistance. You're not thinking too much about it. You're just writing down. That's all that comes to mind for now. I think I did have a 5th method. I can't remember it in this moment, but I hope this is a good start for you if you want to apply scripting. Again, it's not necessary to manifest, but if you want to, you can do it. And if you have any questions about it, leave it in the comments below and I will get to them.